An adopted son calls his mother on the phone and says warmly, "Hello, Mom. Are you at the office? I set aside a big fish for you. I'll bring it over in a little while." His mother responds gently, "That's all right. I'll be there soon." The husband turns to his wife and says quickly, "Honey, let's clean up the whole stall. Mom will be here any minute." Meanwhile, the mother is reviewing a project and says thoughtfully to her secretary, "I still haven't decided who should take responsibility for this project." Secretary replies respectfully, "Boss, these projects can now be handed over to your sons. You should relax and enjoy life. It's the younger generation's time now, and your sons have all grown up." The younger son says confidently, "Exactly. Give the project to my older brother and me. We'll handle it perfectly." The mother replies calmly, "I'll think about it." As they head out, the younger son complains disgustedly, "Did Mom really want us to come here? I honestly don't feel like going. The place smells terrible." The older son responds reluctantly, "You think I want to be here?" The younger son shrugs and says, "Let's just go." A little later, the adopted son hands over the fish and says respectfully, "Here, Mom, this fish is for you." The mother smiles and says warmly, "Son, come here. Let me introduce you. This is my secretary." The secretary looks him over and says sarcastically, "Boss, is this really your son? I thought he was a refugee." The younger son says embarrassedly, "Mom, why did you bring us here? This is so humiliating." The older son agrees immediately. "Exactly." The adopted son says politely, "Mom, please take the fish. I need to get back to work." As he walks away, the mother calls out emotionally, "Son, son." Later that evening, the mother sets food on the table and says warmly, "Dinner's ready." Then she wonders aloud, why haven't the other two sons arrived yet? The older son walks into the house and says casually, "Mom, let's eat. Have they arrived yet?" The younger son says mockingly, "You invited a fish seller, but why did you invite us? What's so important?" The mother looks at them seriously and says, "You're not children anymore. Watch how you speak. He is my son just like you are. In fact, he's your older brother. I invited all of you here today because I have something important to discuss." The older son says impatiently, "You could have just told the two of us. Why invite him and his wife? What could they possibly do?" The mother explains sadly, "A few days ago I became ill, so I went to the hospital for a checkup. The doctor said I need treatment and may have to stay in the hospital. At the same time, the company is facing some financial difficulties. That's why I called all three of you here. I need help raising some money and handling the situation." The older son responds nervously, "Mom, you seemed perfectly healthy. How did you suddenly get sick? Honestly, I don't have any money. I used the money you gave me to buy a new car." The younger son quickly adds, "Mom, I don't have any money either. I spent the money you gave me traveling with my wife." The mother asks in surprise, "How is that possible? The project your father invested in has been making a lot of profit. Where did all that money go?" The younger son replies casually, "Yes, it made good profits, but we reinvested the money into other projects. We don't have much cash available right now." Suddenly he says, "Actually, Mom, my wife is calling." He answers quickly, "Hello, honey. Okay, I'm on my way. Wait for me. I'll bring the car." The older son stands up and says hurriedly, "Mom, I should get going too." After they leave, the mother remembers a conversation she once had with her sister. She had said thoughtfully, "Sister, the paperwork for the old house has arrived. I'm thinking about giving the house to my adopted son. Even though he's adopted, I've always treated him like my own child. I'm just worried that my other two sons won't agree." Her sister replied firmly, "Why wouldn't they agree? You've never treated them unfairly. They barely visit you a few times a year. In my opinion, your adopted son is the most devoted. You've seen stories on TV where parents test their children. Why don't you see what's truly in their hearts?" The mother nodded and said, "All right, I'll do as you suggest." Back in the present, the adopted son reaches into his pocket, takes out a bank card, and says sincerely, "Mom, this card contains the money I've saved from years of hard work at my fish stall. Please take it. If it's not enough, my wife and I will find a way to get more." The mother quietly accepts the card and begins clearing the table. The adopted son's wife says kindly, "Mom, let me help you." The mother smiles and replies, "Okay." Meanwhile, the two brothers are rushing downstairs. The younger brother says hungrily, "Big brother, I'm starving. Let's grab something to eat." The older brother agrees, "Sure." A moment later, he checks his pocket and suddenly says, "My phone isn't here." The younger brother asks curiously, "What's wrong?" The older brother replies anxiously, "I left my phone inside." The younger brother says quickly, "Let's go back and get it. I'll grab it. Who knows? Mom might need money again." Back inside, the mother hands the bank card back to the adopted son and says emotionally, "Son, I'm returning this card to you." Then she hands him another document and continues, "And these are the ownership papers for the old house. The house belongs to you now?" The adopted son looks shocked and asks, "Mom, the house papers, what's going on?" The mother explains honestly, "The truth is, I'm perfectly healthy, and the company has no financial problems. I only asked the three of you for money because I wanted to test you. After all these years, I wanted to know who truly loves me and who genuinely cares about me." The adopted son's wife immediately says respectfully, "Mom, we don't want this." Then she turns to her husband and says firmly, "Give it back to Mom." The husband nods and says sincerely, "Mom, please take it back." At that moment, the two brothers walk in. The older son asks angrily, "Mom, why didn't you give the house papers to us?" The younger son complains bitterly, "Is he your biological son or something? We're the ones who love you, not him." The mother stands up and says sternly, "Neither of you deserves it." Then she looks at everyone and asks, "Do you really think I was wrong for giving everything to my adopted son? If your answer is no, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel."